When I was in the corporate landscape, I used to teach about unconscious bias. And some of the unconscious biases that I would teach about specifically is confirmation bias. And so sometimes, whether we realize it or not, we are subconsciously and unconsciously moving through the world looking for confirmations of our specific biases, whether it be against people, places, things, and experiences, race, gender, sexuality, abilities, disabilities, parents, motherhood, all these other things. And there was a quote, what is it, by Ford that said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you are right. That is an undergirding and a foundation for confirmation bias. That means that you're going to go into the world looking for reasons why you can't. You're going to go into the world looking for reasons why you can, depending on which you decide and affirm within your life and your reality. Again, there is no right or wrong to this. It just is. And so, one, I really am, I'm happy that I'm sitting outside in the sun. Like, I've just been absorbing this vitamin D. I've been absorbing just this energy. Just this is how it should have felt this summer, but it didn't feel like this summer. It like rained all summer, so I had a very interesting experience. And so I shared how my relationship recently ended, and I had to tell one of my sister friends, I'm like, oh, I'm good. And she's like, damn. I said, yeah, I recover fast. Like, I have to sit through, process, feel my way through as I'm making, my way through my ascension, because I give thanks for all the experiences. I give thanks for everything that I navigate, because it helps me to grow and become. And so, why is confirmation bias important here, especially in the subconscious and unconscious? It let me know that there were still a few things that I needed to work on within myself, but also part of that working on within myself is also with how I'm seeing other people, and that unconscious and subconscious confirmation bias that anybody that I love will hurt me. Anybody that I invest in romantically will not be able to hold me. Anybody that I am partnered with will not be able to hold my divinity. And so what ends up happening, or what has ended up happening, was I entered into experiences that proved me right, that proved that perception and that concept of myself right, compared to walking into the world as who I am and what I want and what I decide for my reality to be and look like. That's the confirmation that I look for. Everything else, that's nothing. It's really nothing. And so that's like when I shared in the video, like, it's not about being Delulu until it's Cholulu. It's about being the embodiment. So you can say that it's still a form of delusion, but it's not when you are consistently moving forward something, when you see something and you're like, okay, this is what I'm working towards, this is who I'm becoming, this is what I am creating, and you're leveraging your own personal power and your own intention to create the life you desire. And as you're an artist, right, I say all the time, like, I'm an artist and life is my creation, right? Life is my artistry. And so when you're an artist, you might paint something or draw something with a brushstroke, but then you might go back and change that. Thank you, Spirit. You might have to go back and erase something. You might have to go back and put another color on top of another color, because the first color that you put just wasn't working how you needed it to work. And again, there's no right or wrong to that. It just is. And so because it just is, that means that you get to refine and redirect and course correct in your life. And I wouldn't even say course correct necessarily, because there's no right or wrong to how you're living your life. The goal is to just live and assess if how I'm moving and how I'm breathing and how I'm navigating in this now moment is serving me, or is it not serving me? If how I'm moving and breathing in this now moment, is it working for me, or is it not working for me? And so, yeah, that unconscious bias be a trip. that subconscious bias be a trick, especially when it comes to your life and even the conversations that you're having within yourself. Anything that you believe about yourself, you're going to move in the world to affirm that specific belief. And so you might be saying your affirmations out loud about how you want to live, how you want to show up, but if you're not truly believing what you're saying about yourself, like if that's not your innate belief, then life is not going to follow. And so people looked at, I feel like I shared in another video that I used to say, and I still say, I am my highest self in my highest timeline. And that's how I live. Because I'm my highest self in my highest timeline, that version of me is guiding this version of me as to what to do, what not to do, how to move, how not to move, where to show up, where not to show up, what to participate in, what not to participate in. And even in the experiences that my higher self says I get to participate in, part of it is part of my lessons and development. That's like those of us who went through algebra 1 and 2 and geometry, and I can't even tell you anything right now about the Pythagorean theorem other than that shit was stolen from the Library of Alexandria once upon a time ago. That's all I got for you. But in order for me to be where I am in this now moment, I had to pass those classes so that I could graduate high school and then continue on my other life, life lessons in schools or schools of life. When you're looking to confirm your bias, you have to understand what is the conversation that you're having within. What is the effort that you're putting into your thoughts? What is the effort that you're putting into your perceptions? What is the effort that you're putting into your personal beliefs? And that will show up in your life, in your actual reality. Because while you can pretend, it's not sustainable. And so I remember in this experience, this person was like, "Oh, you're really like this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really like this." Like, people cannot believe that some people really live in and on the frequency of love. That some people really live in abundance, in everything, in all things. Abundance, like, that's not normal to people. And I'm I'm realizing that, like, that's not normal to people. So people want to do their best to be where you are, quote unquote, but you all have to understand, all parties have to understand, do you have the capabilities, but also do you have the willingness? Because it's also about free will. Do you have the will within yourself to be better for yourself? Do you have the will within yourself to be better for yourself? I tell people all the time, I'm working on myself, and I tell my children this too. I work on myself so that I can be a better version for me. And then a byproduct of me working on myself and being a better version of myself for me then allows me to be a better mother to my children. And it also showed me how amazing of a partner I am. And my mentor says this, and I love her. She's like, men come to learn to love others, and women come to learn to love ourselves, because the swap is easier for each of us. It's easier for women to give love than it is to receive it. I'm not going to say all, right, because everything is subjective, everything is not absolute. And then there are some men who love themselves so much that it's at a detriment, that they don't know how to be relatable or in relationship with others. And again, there's no right or wrong. And so I saw experiences where sometimes we'll take other people's actions and reactions and then apply them to what we believe about ourselves, and it doesn't necessarily make sense. So then we try to change the belief about ourselves to align and fit the actions and reactions of other people. And I'm here to tell you, absolutely not. People going to do what people going to do, and you have to allow them to, and then you decide how you're going to participate. And in your decision of participating or not does not mean that you don't have the feelings. It doesn't mean that you don't have the emotions. It doesn't mean that you don't have the trajectory that you have. But it does mean that you're still responsible for you at the end of the day. and have a bias always in your favor. Have the bias that you are her. Have the bias that you are him. Have the bias that you are them. Have the bias that you are the best in your industry. Have the bias that your voice is needed to be here. Now, we're talking about the honest. I'm talking to the aligned collective. I'm not talking to the egos. I'm talking to those who are purpose driven. I'm talking about those who are allowing spirit, source, God, the universe, their higher selves to lead them, guide them, and direct them. I'm talking to those specific people. I'm not talking to those that are looking for the external validation. I'm talking to those who are validated within, and they're like, I'm here to show up. Yes, I'm here to tell you to show up. I'm here to tell you that your belief system is not here to confirm other people's actions and reactions. Your belief system and what you believe about yourself is here to confirm and validate the life that you are determined to living. So then you really got to ask yourself, are your beliefs in alignment with the life that you're manifesting? Are your biases about yourself in alignment with the person that you desire to show up as? Is your self perception in alignment with all that you're calling into your reality? Because if it's not, then it's time to rewrite some of your beliefs within yourself and about yourself. So yeah, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all immensely. You matter. You matter. If you haven't already, tap into the Rich Life Digital Library, arichbook.com, where I have an abundance of resources to assist you on your ascension journey, including ascension is a separation process. That's only $3.33. I'm literally giving y'all this divine wisdom. Um, and until next time, I love you, love you, love you, and I'll catch you on the next Rich Life experience.